Okay, we'll start the session in just 1 minute. So, hi everyone. Should we start? Okay. So, my name is Yogesh Kotawar. Those who know me, good. Those who don't know, those who have attended my foundation lectures, this batch that we have started over here, named as Ethics and Essay Rank Booster Program. This is specifically dealing with the problem of answer writing. Most of the students, they have contacted me many a time saying that, sir, we have studied ethics. Some have studied from some particular book, some attended my lectures, some attended some other lectures. The core problem they face after studying ethics is they're not able to write answers. Some are writing answers, but those are not very good answers as such. Now in ethics, you people must have observed one thing as compared to GS 1, 2, 3. One extra edge that you have in GS 4 is that the marks can vary a lot. Some people are getting 80, 90 marks, 100 marks, whereas some other students are getting 130, 140 also. People are crossing 140 now in ethics, which is not a normal case when it comes to other GS papers. So this paper has a potential to give you a very good score and a very good rank. And ethics is directly linked with your essay part, especially the philosophical essays. I'll show you how I have designed this particular program in which whatever we study for ethics, substantial content will be directly used even in the philosophical essays. Okay. If you people have any queries, you people can ask directly. Okay. Let's start then. Now, what's the plan of this program? This is an orientation session. So just try to understand the plan first. Later on, we'll get into the first theme and we'll study that theme in detail. The plan is, first, we will cover all the previous year questions. The questions asked from 2013 till 2025. 2013 is the year in which ethics was introduced as a paper in your syllabus. So from 2013 onwards till 2025, all the PYQs, what I've done is, I have arranged all these PYQs in a thematic manner. I've done this task because I saw there are many coaching sites on which PYQs are given, but nobody has arranged them in the right order, in a theme-based order. If we just prepare one theme, we are in a position to write answers for any of those questions which are asked from that theme. So I have arranged them in total 11 themes, and we are going to prepare all those 11 themes. I'll just show you the themes also. Yes, these are the themes for ethics. Yes, you're attending? Good. Nice to see you offline students. Now the plan is to get into this ethics segment wherein we have divided ethics syllabus into total 11 themes. First theme is with ethics, morality and dimensions. Second, values and virtues. Third is applied and contemporary ethics. If you see the syllabus of GS paper 4, the first chapter that you see, ethics and human interface, which also includes human values. All that part is covered in these three themes. Then attitude, aptitude and foundational values, emotional intelligence, moral thinkers and philosophers, ethics in public administration, ethics in international relations, probity in governance, and last is something we call as case studies. Yes, please settle down. I thought only online students are there. So many offline students suddenly. Acha, you got late information. Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll just repeat. Otherwise, you people will ask the same questions. So many old faces. Sir, you don't have space, sir. Okay, see, the plan is simply to prepare for the mains part of ethics. Whatever you studied in your foundation lectures, whether you studied from any other teacher, from me, or you have self-studied from any particular books or notes, that's where you have just understood ethics. Now the part of application wherein you have to write answers, you have to understand how you build good answers. It's not just about writing answers. You people, if I give you a question paper, you'll write answers right now also, but the score will be somewhere around 70, 80, 90, 100. You'll not cross 100. Most of you will not cross 100. The potential of this subject ethics is you can cross 130 also, even 140 also. There have been students who have got more than 140 marks, which is not so common with other subjects, is what I'm trying to say. This can be done in ethics, this can be done in essay, or else in your optional. At least in GS 123, I don't see people crossing 130, 140 easily. Okay, if you go to GS3, the score stops at 100 most of the times. Okay, so here our focus is going to be focusing on answer writing in such a manner that we write those good answers. Yes, special note for me. Okay. Now, how many of you are facing any problem with answer writing? If you have written any answers, please tell me. Any problem you people are facing already? Not even tried. Speed, very good. Speed is a problem. Okay, let's just note. Speed is a problem. Not able to complete paper on time. What else? Introductions and conclusions. Okay. What else? Acha. Content you studied, but you don't know where to write what. Yes. What else? One more problem I heard from many. Structuring. They see the question and they are like, how to structure it? What should be the body part? Yes. What else? Word limit. Word limit should not be a problem because there's a limit on paper. Yes. Okay, word limit. You're crossing the word limit or you're writing lesser? Okay, higher. That's a good thing, na?
Over explanation kind of things because it is very subjective.
Okay, good. What else? Huh? Headings. That's the structuring part. How to structure, that's where the heading part comes into picture. What else? Nothing? Except the speed part, I'll take care of rest of the things. Okay. I'll show you some answers in which you will be somewhat near to the word limit. Okay, some answers written by me, some answers written by some other toppers. I'll show you those answers so you'll get a good idea about how those good answers can be written. Okay, word limit is not a problem. If you're extending it, it's okay. Only problem you will face is completing the paper. Okay, as compared to any other paper, ethics paper is most difficult when it comes to completing it because there are case studies. You will spend substantial time in reading the case study. That's why you face this problem. Okay, rest we will see. Now, what I have done simply for this particular course, ethics and essay, I'm keeping it together. Why keeping it together? Because lot of content from ethics part will be directly used in the essay part. And the writing skill of essay and ethics is more or less similar. You don't write ethics answers like your GS 123 answers. Some answers will be like that. But most of the answers, you try to put in some emotions. You try to build a good flow. And that good flow, good examples, that will give you more marks rather than just dimensions, which you do in your, let's say, GS1, GS2 paper, just writing more dimensions, multiple dimensions, diverse answer, and you get a good score. That's not the necessary thing with ethics as well as essay. Sometimes I've seen some people writing essays wherein they have not explored so many dimensions. They only explored 3 or 4 dimensions, but the depth was there. Whatever dimension they discussed, they went into a lot of depth, and that's where I found the essay very interesting. And simple thing I'll tell you, ethics and essay, it should feel good. Once it feels good, if the answer feels good, you get a good score. Simple. Okay. Now, what I've done with ethics part is I've divided it into total 11 themes. And the essay part I have divided into 10 more themes. 15 total, 10 for philosophical, 5 for non-philosophical essays. Okay, because students have more problem with philosophical, so we will spend more of our energy and time on philosophical part. Okay, now look at the ethics themes first. These are total 11 themes, covers your entire syllabus, but this is not based on your syllabus. This is based on the previous year questions asked by UPSC. Okay, each theme, if you observe, I'll show you the PDF in which we have categorized all these questions also. So you'll understand these questions are coming from specific themes. Okay, so just read these themes. Till that time, I'll send this PDF to these people. Hello. One PDF I'm sending, just open that. One more I'll send. There's so many PDFs with me. Answers. Two more PDFs I've sent. Open all of that. These two also. Just close this now. Okay. Thank you. Now see, some of these questions, these are answers written by me. I'll show you some other toppers copies also with the lectures. Just right now I'm giving you a brief introduction of themes. Recently I wrote this answer. Just try to address the demand of the question rightly. Try to present it wisely. And I've written it in the same format in which you write your other GS answers, like in the points format. So just don't read, just have a look at it, how it is looking. And you have to give me score on the basis of how it looks only. Because content part we will discuss. Question is about politics and ethics relationship. Okay. Some introduction with some good quote, then some diagram, then the core points with examples, then second part with some examples, then some diagram, and at the end, one concluding diagram which shows the clarity to the examiner and final conclusion. Okay. Now, It's not like these are very difficult answers to write. Just you people need some practice. Right now, the themes that we are going to discuss are these 11 themes. I've kept the case studies at last because theoretical understanding is needed first. Then we can reach out to the case studies part. Now, first theme. I have divided these themes even into subtopics, making your task easier when you will read the document that I'll be providing to you. For example, just I'll show you. This kind of document you people will get. So this is your first theme. Is it visible? The first theme that I'm saying, ethics, morality, and its dimensions. Observe here now, every previous year question asked from this theme has more or less similar kind of answer. The only problem is students feel this is a new question altogether and then they get blank over the answer. Okay, let's discuss here directly. Let's read the first question asked in 2024. What we will do, each question we will take, we will start doing the structuring of that question. Okay, first we'll discuss all the PYQs. Once we are done with that, then we will discuss the content, because directly if I teach, it makes no sense for you people. First you should know what they're asking and what is the core demand. How examiner will give you marks. Examiner gives you marks on number one thing. Have you addressed the core demand of the question? Whatever they are asking, I'm asking you who is Prime Minister of India and you're talking about Prime Minister of Pakistan, makes no sense now. What I asked, just answer me that part. Then I'll give you marks, first of all. Second thing, when you increase the marks by content enrichment. Enrichment means what? I can write normal definition also. I can write a good introduction with some kind of a good quote which is relevant over there. Yes, some good examples, some from current affairs, some interesting examples which others are not writing. Everyone is writing Mahatma Gandhi, Buddha, Ashoka. You write something new. Yes, this will give you some extra marks. Okay, some extra marks means it's like half a mark or let's say 1 mark. Then you add some diagrams, add some flow charts. That will give you some extra marks. Okay, so eventually your marks, maximum part of your marks depend on addressing the demand. If that is not addressed, all the presentation is useless, all these examples are useless. I have seen many copies wherein what students have done is they've written a good answer, but it's like what I asked, you didn't write that. Okay, so it's like, why should I give you marks then? Even if it's a very good presentation. That's the reason most of the students stay at average marks. Okay, let's now understand each question and understand the core demand of that question, what you were supposed to write in the body part. I'm not talking about intro and conclusion right now. We'll discuss that also. But right now, focus on the body part because this is your core answer. Okay, now look at the first question. This is disturbing. The concept of just and unjust. The concept of just and unjust is contextual. What was just a year back may turn out to be unjust in today's context. See, the word just means they're talking about justice. Okay, let's read again. The concept of justice and injustice is contextual. What was justice a year back may turn out to be injustice in today's context. Yes? Changing context should be constantly under scrutiny to prevent miscarriage of justice. So if I have to just simplify the same statement again, if you don't change the meaning of justice or you don't check whether the meaning of justice is right or wrong, you don't scrutinize it, then it can lead to miscarriage of justice. That means if the meaning of justice is wrong, considered by people that this is justice. For example, once upon a time, even sati tradition was there in India, and that was being considered as justice, right? But if you don't scrutinize it with time, then it will lead to miscarriage of justice or it will lead to injustice. Same, they just use some heavy language. We are just trying to simplify it. Okay. Now, examine the above statement with suitable examples. Now, this is our question, right? Many people are confused in, sir, what to do with examine, what to do with discuss, critically evaluate. Arey, you don't need to worry about anything. Just focus on the core question part. More or less, you write the same answers. Whether it's discuss, critically evaluate, you have to give your opinion. Even if they're not asking for your opinion, at least in ethics answers, give your opinion at the end. Okay. Now, they ask for examples. Even if they don't ask, we'll write examples. And I'm telling you, if you write more examples, you'll get more marks. Guaranteed in ethics. Okay. Now, what do you think? How should we structure it? Just tell me the body part. You've understood the question? Question is, justice, meaning of justice keeps on changing. Right? That's the first statement. Whenever they give you a long statement and the question is after that, so they could have written this last statement also directly. But if they have given the statement, it's for setting up the context. So in the answer also, you have to set that context. You have to talk about that part. Right? So tell me, how will we structure it?
Mention the context first.
What is the context?
How justice and injustice will change.
Okay. Or rather, can I do this thing? This one line?
Explain that.
Yes. How you people structure, I don't know. Like, let me just show you. You people have hardly 2 pages. In ethics, you don't have 15 marker questions. Mostly questions are 10 marker only. Otherwise, you directly have case studies. Okay. So 2 pages you have. How much space you are going to give? If you're writing introduction, normally we give this much of space. For conclusion, we give this much of space, and rest all the space we utilize for writing your body part. Okay. There is no rule. This we do normally. Sometimes if you require, you can increase the space for your introduction, or if you need to talk about some context, you can do that. Okay, there is no rule for anything. Otherwise, UPSC would have given it to you. But this is something we do normally because it looks good presentation wise. Okay. Now, in the body part, how I can divide? Most of the times what we do is, here is one heading, this one part, here is another heading, this one part. Sometimes we divide in 3 parts also. Okay. And sometimes we just have one part which continues. Okay. So this body part we are trying to understand with respect to this question. Now, if I have to deal with it, I'll see concept of justice keeps on changing. It is contextual. So first I'll discuss this part. Concept of justice is contextual. It keeps on changing. This is body part number 1. Am I right? Can I prove that point with whatever knowledge you people have? Can you prove that point that, sir, it keeps on changing? Give me some examples. Sati, yes, that I give, na? You give examples. Huh? Child marriage, very good. Brainstorming. Take examples from history, take examples from polity, economy. Think in this manner.
LPG reforms.
LPG reform, very good. Earlier we were socialist, now we are capitalist. What else? AI, okay. Technology, for some people, they were like, technology is bad. Some people say technology is good. Okay. Huh? Transgender rights, we talk about. Earlier, we were not talking about transgender rights. Now we are talking about it. Marital rape, it is being discussed nowadays, which was not being discussed earlier. AWS, temple entry, very good. Temple entry, untouchability. All these are examples now you can think of. At least 3-4 examples you can quote in this area. Yes. Now think about it. These are the examples we got. But I have to prove that it keeps on changing. So think about why it keeps on changing. I am asking one question to myself, why it keeps on changing. And that will be my real core part. I'll use the same examples, but I'll not directly put just examples. I'll write why it is contextual. Why? Evolving society. This is the right answer. Number 1 point I'll write that society keeps on evolving. So I'll show in ancient time this is a practice, but in modern times it is considered bad. Right? So society changes. Second, sometimes power structure changes. Look at Iran. Earlier, Iran was a secular country, but then Islamic revolution happened. Ayatollah Khomeini came into picture. System changed. Power structure changed. Look at Afghanistan. Just few years back, it was different. And when Taliban came to power, it became different. Right? Easily, I'm getting examples. Yes, Lokayukt, you can say, but it's still not working that well. Globalization, very good. We can talk about globalization. So here I'm just thinking why it can happen. See, in any book, you're not going to find these answers as such. This is on the spot, I'm just thinking. And I get to know, okay, society evolves, power structure changes, educational level and awareness of people changes, People were not aware of their rights. Like transgenders, they were not aware of their rights. The scheduled caste community, they were not aware of their rights earlier. Now they are aware. So they demand justice now. Earlier, they were also accepting that yes, caste system is good. Getting it? So this is how I'll discuss this first part of the question, wherein I'll say, yes, sir, justice keeps on changing. Clear? Whatever space it takes. I'm not worrying about the space right now. Clear? Doable? Easy or tough? Easy. Now comes the second thing. Remember this one line. Whatever, write down this if you want. Whatever statement is given, no need to agree. Always remember while attempting answer, 90% students do this mistake. If they have given a statement, they say, yes, sir, this happens, sir. You have your own brains now. Use that brain. You don't need to agree. Think about the reverse. Whenever a statement is given, we call the statement as thesis. Always think about antithesis. Exactly opposite to what that person is saying, we will think in the other perspective. So you said justice keeps on changing, sir. I say, no, sir, justice never changes. How can justice change? Can I say? Huh? Now I will define justice in a different manner. I'll say, sir, the basic foundation of justice, it cannot change. It is always the same thing. How do I define justice? I define justice saying that human dignity is important, sir. If there is any practice which goes against human dignity, even if some people consider it as right, like slavery, at a point of time, slavery was considered okay. But even that was bad in the ancient time, in the medieval times, even today, because it hurts human dignity. So justice is same. It is people who do not understand justice. That's their problem. Justice as a concept never changes. This is the side I'm taking right now. Okay? Like human dignity, what else can we add into it? Yes, fundamental right, liberty, you can say, very good. Or basic simple word is freedom. Any practice which compromises freedom of people. Yes? Or I add one more word, empowerment. Instead of empowering, if I am reducing the power of you people and take over the power, that is not empowerment, that is disempowerment. Right? So now I define justice as having these things. Right? So can this justice change? No. From where are they asking this question? This question is being asked from this topic that you must have studied called absolute and relative ethics. I'll just show you. Now I don't know where it is written. Dimensions. Yes, this topic that we study, when we study dimensions of ethics and all, they specifically talk about something called as absolute ethics and relative ethics. Okay? Absolute ethics says that, sir, ethics never changes. If something is right, it is right. It was right in ancient time also, in future also it will remain right. For example, murder. If murder is wrong, it is wrong. You cannot justify murder at any point of time, whatever might be the reason. You will say, sir, what if there is a terrorist? So catch him, put him in jail. You have that option now. Don't kill. That's the justification. Right? That is absolute ethics. Whereas relative ethics will say, no, sir, things keep on changing. Yes, drinking alcohol might be considered good in some area, bad in some other area. Okay? So this topic, they have just applied it and asked the same question. Just they asked about justice. Instead of justice, I'll talk about freedom. I'll ask about something else. Up to me. Getting it? So same content. This is something we study in the foundation lectures. Nothing new as such. I've just added some examples for you to make your task easier. Okay, some examples like I talked about untouchability, homosexuality, abortion, death penalty. Things keep on changing on these aspects. Some good lines you can use, for example, this line by St. Augustine. Right is right even if no one is doing it. Wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it. Now understand one thing, why I'll use this line and where I'll use this line. When I have to discuss that absolute, that means the second dimension that I'm talking about, that justice never changes, sir. Instead of writing normal line, use this line. Na? You tell me, do you think if I write a normal line, justice never changes or foundational justice is same, instead of that I write this line? Looks better, common sense. Yes. So this is how you do value addition also. So if I go back to the question, we understand the structuring of this question at least right now, that this question can be divided into two parts. Justice is contextual, then second part is justice never changes. But again, the question's complete demand is not satisfied. Read this next line. Changing context should be constantly under scrutiny to prevent miscarriage of justice. Tell me, what does this line mean?
How the laws are changing should also be checked.
Okay. Laws should change, or they are suggesting something. It's an advice. If you see, the statement is an advice to all the people that, sir, this justice, the meaning of justice, people don't understand rightly. It keeps on changing. They have to understand the real meaning, and for that, you have to scrutinize it. Okay. So here I'll add the third dimension also, very small dimension, but I'll add it, saying that the basic foundation of justice might be same, but its expression or understanding among people keeps on evolving or changing. That's why we need to scrutinize or check or evaluate the idea of justice time and again and again. For example, we started 1950, we started with reservation. We thought if we give reservation, that will be justice. But nowadays, what people are talking about is they are going for recategorizing whether everyone who are given this reservation, let's say SC community got reservation. Even in the SC community, we got to know that only some caste groups, they are getting the benefit and remaining are not getting it. Right? That's why we have set up one committee and then we are studying how to recategorize these things. Am I right or wrong? So what we have done is we have periodically, after some years, we have re-evaluated that this idea of justice maybe needs to be changed. Now, not entire SC community needs reservation. Some have become very rich and good. We don't need to give them priority, give priority to the remaining people. Okay. This is an example I'm giving you about how we have scrutinized it. Okay. So this is how I'll open up this new dimension. 2-3 examples if I write, my answer is now fully done. Now I can say, yes, you have done justice with this question. Clear? 3 dimensions, now hardly 2 pages you have, so you'll not have lot of space to write. So 3-4 examples and let's say points you are writing, 2 pages will be completed. Make sense? And if I have to write the conclusion, although I said I'll just discuss the structuring part, conclusion, I can randomly think that whenever you're writing answer, think that you are a civil servant or you are giving the knowledge to a civil servant. Right? From a civil servant's perspective, what I should have so that I'll do this thing. What should I have? I should have the ability to reason. I should have critical thinking ability. And I should always use the critical thinking ability to scrutinize. Can I write this as a conclusion? Make sense? I'm trying to discuss this entire answer so that now you get a clarity how answer has to be structured with the same content. We are not reading anything new here. Yes, anyone, any confusion till now? No? Okay, next we'll discuss. Read the second question and tell me the structure from your perspective. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll go reverse. 2013 to 2024. So read this question. Easier we'll do first. Tell me the structure. How you will structure this question. See, half the task will be done the moment you structure it. Maximum time you people spend while writing answers is you see the question. How much time do you have to write? 7 minutes, you people say. In ethics, you don't have 7 also, less than 7, because you have to write case studies now. So consider less than 7. Now, in that, how much time will you keep, put on thinking on that question, how to structure and all? Nothing. You don't have any special time for that. The moment I see the question, randomly I'll think about the structuring part within few seconds, and I'll start writing. Okay. So look at the question and tell me how you will divide the question or the answer into 2 parts, 3 parts, or whatever. Simple. Common sense. First, what do you understand by values and ethics? Very good. Definition, or I'll write one example also. Why should I just write definition only? Second, in what way is it important to be ethical along with being professionally competent? I'll tell you, this is the question which is mostly repeated. I'll show you at least 2-3 questions. They're asking the same point. Okay. In this question, if I read it rightly, I understand that the first question is not that important. Second question is more important. UPSC wants civil servants who are preparing for civil service, whether they understand this thing or not, that your knowledge is not important, you should be an ethical person also. Both are important things. That's what they're saying with the second line. Professionally competent as well as ethically competent. Professional competence means for your profession, whatever knowledge, skill, decision-making ability you people need, you need to have that, which you are developing through this exam process or the training that you will get in Labasna. But that is not enough. You need ethical competence also. Okay. Now, how I'll divide the answer? First part, obviously, because they have asked one question, we'll write about it. Second part, how are you people going to write it? Knowledge without ethics, ethics without knowledge. Rather, I'll make 4 different combinations. You made 2, I'll make 4 combinations. Yes. Now for this, in the lectures we discuss this part. I'll show you a few more questions in which we will write the same answer. Whatever I'm discussing right now, same stuff we'll write. Now see, these 4 combinations I can make. 4 combinations in which one is high skill, high value. That means you have knowledge also and you have ethics also. See, instead of knowledge, I'm using the word skill. Okay, instead of that, I can use professional competence. Same thing. Yes, a person having knowledge as well as ethics. Here, second part, low skill, high value. That means knowledge is not there, ethics is there. Likewise, I make 4 combinations, and now think about a person, how he will do. Think about normal example. Now, first thing, are you going to write only professional examples in the ethics answers? Like only Gandhiji and these examples? You can write personal life examples also. You can write your own example also. Nobody will stop you. Only thing is, don't write lengthy answers. Okay, write it in short. Now, a person having low skill and high value. Can you think of any example? He's a very good person, ethical person, but he doesn't have knowledge or skill. Do you think he will do a good job? Best example, a teacher. He doesn't have knowledge of the subject, but he's a very good person. What to do, sir? Useless. Let's say there's a nurse and there's an emergency case. Can she handle it? No, she's not a doctor. She's very good. She wants to help that person, but she can't help. Can I write this example here? Normal example, and you can write this example. Second case, having high skill but low value. Means knowledge or skill wise the person is great, but ethics wise, 0. Give me examples. Bureaucrats, those who get into corruption. What else? Take now see, whenever you think about examples, now think in a diverse manner. Use that pestle model that you use in your other GS answers. Here for examples you use it. From history, can you bring some examples? Osama bin Laden, very good. Highly skilled person, but used for bad purpose. Any from mythologies? Ravan and Shakuni, good examples. Karna would be little controversial, good guy. But Shakuni, perfect example. If you see Mahabharata, you will understand that the most talented, most intelligent people are Krishna and Shakuni. The only difference is value part. Okay? Here comes Krishna and here comes Shakuni. Okay? Think about the third category. Low skill and low value. Ethically also bad and knowledge wise also bad. This person is bad, but see, because he doesn't have enough knowledge, he can't damage the society to that extent. He can damage at local level, but this guy can damage to a very high level. He can become Hitler or something and destroy the entire world. This guy cannot. And this is the best personality. Knowledge wise best, ethics wise best. Getting it? And this is the kind of civil servant UPSC wants. Understand the psychology of UPSC, why they're asking the question. In 2013, they introduced ethics paper because they wanted you people to know at least basic administrative ethics. You should at least know that ethics is also important. And that's what the question also asks you, that show me this thing. So can you now, that second part of the question, which says person should be professionally as well as ethically competent, using their words only. Can I use this diagram also in the answer? And also I can make the structuring in 4 different ways. I can show all these 4 categories, right? I suggest make these 3 first, and at last show this is the best guy, ideal civil servant. Write down, make a box. So the examiner will be like, oh, very good. Okay. This is how you now address the demand of this particular question. Done? Anyone, any doubt till now with this question now? Please ask, because you'll make mistakes in the answers. Better you ask the questions right now. Yes, some portion we will write about values and ethics, basic definition, 1 or 2 examples. If you have a good line, just write that good line. For example, for ethics, you can have a good interesting line, which I have mentioned over here. This document includes so many definitions of ethics. So something said by Aristotle, something talking about the purpose of ethics, ethics as a swabhav or intrinsic humanness. All these are value addition things. Depending on the question, use it. In this question, you don't have much scope for value addition because it's a long question. You might not have enough space to use so many things because you have to write about ethics also, values also, and then there's competence part also. So here you don't have much scope, but there will be some questions in which you have a lot of space. You can utilize so many different ways of ethics, what ethics means. You can use these definitions. Okay. Now get back to the question again. Done this one? Now I'll just show you similar question. We'll discuss that. Read the 2014 this question. And you people will tell me the structure. This one. Yes, tell me the structure. Is it a new question or the same question? It's the same question. Many people, what they think, sir, it is talking about integrity, means it is from that chapter number 4 or 5, foundational values, integrity. No, sir, this is question from the same chapter. Same stuff, same answer. Instead of ethics, now I'll use the word integrity. That's it. Getting it? Nothing new. I don't think that even the structure is going to change. Yes? What do you understand by this statement? Explain your stand with illustrations from modern day context. Here the answer will change only very little bit. They want illustrations. Illustrations means examples from modern day context. They are expecting examples from modern life. When you think of modern life, what do you see? I see AI when I look at modern life. I look at globalization. So they need examples from these things. That's one extra expectation they have. Rest the answer is same. Okay, and explain your stand also. So what is your stand? Yes, ethics and knowledge both should be there. That's my stand. Write it there, last line before conclusion, that I also stand by this understanding that ethics and values both are needed. Clear? Difficult? Easy? Easy, at least content and structuring wise. We'll understand how we can further add values to these questions, where I'll show you some answers. But right now, just understand the structuring part. Yes? Let's see if we have one more question of this category.
Sir,
Huh?
so intros will mostly have definition. Like,
Not
these are-
necessary, not necessary. Depends on the context. I'll show you some examples in which some introductions will be definition based, because they're asking, for example, this question they anyway asked what is values and what is ethics. So if you write directly definition, it's okay. But wherever possible, if you can start the answer with quote, that is still much better. I can start even this answer with quote. Okay, like I can make a good statement like ethics and values, these are silent architects of a person's character. This is a good line. After this, I'll write what is ethics, what are values. Okay, but I guarantee half mark more because of this thing. Clear? And this will come only with practice. Now look at next question if we have, which is of similar type. This one, 2023 question. Read. There's a topic called corporate governance in your chapter number 6. Is this the question from that topic? They're not asking anything about corporate governance. What they are asking is same thing, knowledge and values, right? Same thing they have applied. Maximum students, they will write corporate governance, corporate governance. You just need to define corporate governance here, just set a context, or you have to take examples from corporate. Now, in this answer, while giving examples, if you add more corporate examples, that will be relevant here. Okay, now do you have corporate examples wherein some bad guys are there and some good guys are there? don't write Adani unless you have some proof to show that he's a bad person. Microsoft. What
In
else?
the case of Israel, they were giving some software.
Okay. What else? Some other examples? Huh? Mukesh, do you have proper evidence for that? Huh? 2G scam, very good. What else? I need bad as well as good examples. Where did I write here? Harshad Mehta scam, very good. Vijay Mallya, very good. Where is the content? Okay, I think it's here. Nirav Modi, very good. Actually, it's on first page. Yes, here I have some examples. Some good examples from corporates where we see person showing the knowledge or skill of the corporate as well as ethics. For example, Ratan Tata, Narayan Murthy, Azim Premji, these are good examples. TCS like company, Wipro, they have good work culture, they follow some ethical values, that's very much clearly visible. Write the same answer, but now use examples from corporates. Okay, similarly, if you have to take bad ones, this Ramalinga Raju, Satyam scam, this Maggie scam that happened, anything that you want to write. Okay, so if it's a normal answer, I might use historical, political, economic examples. If it is about corporate, just give them corporate examples. That's it. Now there is no preparation for this. We didn't expect they will ask from corporate. They can ask from anything. Okay, but that basic reading you people have done already. Clear? So three questions with the same thing which they are repeating multiple years, right? Now look at different. This is again another theme which they keep on repeating multiple times. This one. Most favorite question of UPSC. And if I set the question paper, even I'll ask the same question. Because this shows you people have clarity or not about ethics. What does ethics seek to promote in human life? Why is it all the more important in public administration? First, tell me the structure. Then we'll discuss the answer part. Yes, how to divide the question? Introduction, okay. After that, need of ethics in human life, or rather to say,
Code can be a good.
huh?
Code can be a good introduction.
Okay, code could be an introduction, fine. Tell me the body part. Intro and conclusion is something we'll discuss later on. That's not that tough. Body stuff. Two parts. Which two parts?
How it promotes human life? What does it promote?
Yes. Can I just write it as almost every book written on ethics covers this topic, role of ethics in human life. Okay, although some books write some other points, some other write some other points, we will comprehensively understand here. But the core topic is role of ethics in human life. The moment they say human life has so many things. I can think about my individual life. I can think about my relationship, my society, nation, international, anything I can think of, right? So here I can write a very multi-dimensional answer for sure. Okay. Now specifically then they go and say, why is it more important in public administration? Maybe when we were writing this first answer, role of ethics, we discussed all dimensions. In that we also wrote public administration also, that in administration also ethics is needed. Okay, what it does, I have mentioned that point. Now the next point, next dimension is why it is so much important when it comes to public administration. This should be my second point, where I should tell them what is so special about public administration. Yes, you tell me what is so special about public administration, why ethics is needed there.
Honesty, integrity.
Why? Now here you have to think negatively. Why it is needed? Because if there is no ethics, what will happen? Think in a reverse manner. Power will be misused. Okay.
Corruption,
Corruption will happen. Very good.
accountability.
There will not be any accountability. Need controversy. Can I write? Yes. What else? Justice won't be served. Think about it. There's so many examples from newspaper. I can get it easily right now. Problem with Manrega, leakages in PDS system. Yes, there are many cases we have seen wherein just because this thumbprint was not working for this Aadhaar thing, so people were not given the ration. Yes, whose problem? Technical problem. Who should solve? The bureaucrat should solve. But who is suffering? People are suffering. Simple examples from news, whatever you see. I can get over here with the same points that you said, right? But this point has to be separately written. I don't think you will have so many points for this. Hardly you will write 4, 5, 6 points, not more than that on this aspect. But this part you have a lot of points because it's very multi-dimensional answer can be written. So okay, you divide the pages in this manner that if I am writing I'll start, let's say introduction is written till here. Here I start this first part, in human life, how it promotes. This part I'll discuss in detail. Maybe I'll go till this much. Okay. This much of space I'll utilize for writing about public administration, why it is needed. Why means reasons are expected. Just writing examples is also not enough. Reason has to be there. What is the reason? Sir, there will be corruption, there will be misuse of power, there will be sufferings for the people. All these things, basic points you have to write and give one example. Right? This much page I can write and then final conclusion. That politics and ethics should go together as said by Gandhiji. Done. Simple? Yes? Now, as far as content part is concerned, because this is the most repeated question, I'll just show you some questions. Read this 2016 question. Then we'll discuss the content part also. Just read this question. Same or different? Now they're specifically asking for human well-being and for social well-being, how ethics helps. So there we don't need to talk about international and all those things. Just for human being, how I'll be happy, I'll have a good life if ethics is there, and for society. Okay? Then look at this question. Achha, this is the repetition of that earlier question. Read this. In looking for people to hire, you look for 3 qualities: integrity, intelligence, and energy. And if they do not have the first, other 2 will kill you. The first one that we discussed, knowledge versus values. Same question, but this time they use new words just to confuse you or complicate the matter. Again, answer is same. What I'll do is I'll write these two together. This is knowledge part and this is my ethics part. I'll write the same answer again, but I'll use these words because they use these words. We'll use the same words. Okay. Then this question, read this. Here they have actually mixed international relations with ethics. Discuss the role of ethics and values in enhancing the following 3 major components of comprehensive national power: human capital, soft power, and social harmony. If you don't know what is comprehensive national power, this is something we understand in international relations. That power of a country is not just about the hard power in that specifically military power. Military is just one thing which showcases your hard power. But you have so many other things, like what is your economy size, that also matters. Right now, Russia is powerful. Military-wise, Russia is more powerful or China is more powerful? Russia is more powerful military-wise. But comprehensive national power, if we check, China is way ahead. Why? Because economically China is strong. Technologically also it's going very high. Right? So when you talk about comprehensive power, it includes technology, it includes economy, it includes military, it also includes your soft power. Soft power means you can get the work done, but not by using harsh tactics. Like Donald Trump is using harsh tactics. Captures Venezuelan president, says I'll take over this land and all. This is hard power use. Soft power wise, people want to listen to you because of your soft power, which USA has, India also has to some extent. Third is harmony, social harmony. Why social harmony? Is because if there is no stability in your country, you cannot have economic power also, military power also. If let's say you people are fighting, civil war is happening, do you think you can fight with other country? Not possible. So in a country where there is social harmony, that is also increasing the power. Okay. Now this is the concept of international relations. They just took it and asked this question, applying it on this part. Again, you have to discuss the same thing, role of ethics. Again, if there will be ethics, there will be lesser conflicts, so social harmony will be there. Yes, when India says we have Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam concept, that shows what? Ethics, values. But if you just say and don't follow it in real terms, useless, people will never trust you next time. You have to follow also, na? So you have to just take those examples and apply it on this international relations part. Answer is again same, role of ethics. Okay? Again, where it is repeated. Read this one. 2022 question. See, this part is same. Yes, same question repeated. Second, they're focusing on organization or system. Now they are not asking about international relations, they are asking about organizations. It could be private, it could be public organization, right? And how does it help in resolving conflicts in the day-to-day functioning? So just think about any conflict that might happen in any organization due to any reason. You just have to bring some examples there. But again, the core answer, if you understand the big picture of this question, they just want to know what is the role of ethics in organizations. So the role of ethics is the same answer, just little bit about organizations. So write about some private examples, write about some examples from government also. Getting it? Same content again. Is it difficult to understand or what? Your faces are not so good. See, these people will definitely use some technical language or some heavy keywords to just give you some shocks in the exam hall. You just have to stay calm. Every question you can answer in the exam. Hardly there will be 1 or 2 questions in each paper. GS 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 or 2, which will be like nobody knows the answer. So nobody knows. You will write bad, they will also write bad. Doesn't matter. Rest, every question can be answered, but stay calm. Okay? Now for all these questions, which are specifically talking about role of ethics, I have prepared comprehensive stuff here. Just read this part and write the same answer in the exam. Yes, this is your role of ethics. Now understand this, if you have, because not every book is covering these things in a comprehensive manner. So I've just tried to put everything at one place to make it easy for you people. Okay, role of ethics in the life of individual. You people first tell me, in individual's life will become good if ethics is there. Just individual. Your personal life, what will change? You'll become calm. Rather, I can say you will become a person of character who will be happy person, who will be in stress, who thinks something else and does something else. I think that when a policeman stops me, stops my vehicle, I should speak. I should not let him speak. I should speak because I have not done anything wrong. But when he comes, I say nothing. So I get stressed because of that I should have said something. But a person of integrity is a person, whatever he thinks, he does the same thing. There is a harmony between thoughts, speech, and action. So such a person will always be happy person. Even if he is killed for whatever he is doing, he will still be happy. Okay? So yes, as an individual, I'll be happy. Second, such a person gets a lot of respect in society. Such a person has a lot of credibility in society. In your group also, there must be someone who is like, he's always honest. So let's say some cricket match is happening and so everyone is saying out, out. He says, no, not out. And people trust that person. Credibility is created. Trust is created, which is good for that individual. Right? 2-3 points randomly I can come up with. Rest, if you see, it provides you moral courage. It helps you make better decisions. Your quality of decision making becomes better. You don't take normal decisions, you take better decisions. You think about long-term things also. Right? Then emotional stability, inner peace. Yes, will there be inner peace here? That movie, Kung Fu Panda, he gets inner peace. So you people can get inner peace by ethics. Same points you people have to write over there. Okay. One more, if we go to a higher state to understand role of ethics, the core purpose of ethics you people need to understand. Core purpose is, ethics is actually a branch of philosophy which specifically talks about what is the purpose of you people's life. Why am I here? What should I do in life? That purpose is something that ethics tells you. If you follow that path, you will feel fulfilled. Right now, you feel empty. Whatever you people are doing, almost everyone, they're getting whatever salary they want, but they're not happy. Reason being, they don't feel fulfilled because they're not doing what they were supposed to do. Okay, so it provides you the purpose or meaning of life, and that leads to self-fulfillment. So there's one theory of Maslow who talks about this hierarchy of needs. Many people must be knowing this. Yes, human being has different kinds of needs. At the lowest level, we have physiological needs, like we need food, water, sleep, air, all these are basic needs. Then we need safety needs, like we want some security. We want that our health should be good. My parents should be healthy for next 20, 30, 40 years, which is not going to happen, but you have this thing, insecurities you people have. Then love and belonging. You want friendship, connection, relationships, that is also needed. Then you need esteem. Esteem means you want some respect, prestige in the society, recognition. My name should be there. That part is there. After this final stage, what is your final need, then it is about self-actualization. Self-actualization, this is the concept given by Aristotle. He says that whatever potential I have in me, I should realize that potential. I should become that final version. Best example that he gave is, there is a seed. The seed has potential to become a tree. Right now, is it a tree? No, it's a seed. How will it become tree? After a lot of time, after a lot of struggle, and the right environment. It has to be in soil, needs some water, needs some sunlight, needs some food. Slowly it will grow. After some time, it will become a big tree. Just like that, every individual has some potential. And if you realize that potential, you become the best version of yourself. That is self-actualization. You grow fullest in all aspects, not just in thought process, in all aspects of your life. Right? So this is what ethics helps you in. It helps in your self-actualization. Can I write this line? Will it look good? You can make this diagram also. Okay? This is how ethics helps you in individual life. Some good lines are written wherever you feel you can use. For example, this is said by Gandhiji, life is an indivisible whole. Indivisible whole means he's saying that life is connected. Individual life is connected with other lives. Our life is fully connected to every single thing that is happening around us. Okay, that's why he's saying you have to be ethical. See, if I do unethical things, let's say I buy something and I'll throw it on the streets, you people will also throw. Then all the garbage will come together. It will go into the rivers and oceans. And this is how slowly it will lead to pollutions, climate change, etc. So he's saying everything is linked to each other. Okay. So use such lines, such diagrams, and write the same points in the answers. Clear? This was about only individual. Now, if I get into other parts, like relationships. So if you are ethical, how does it benefit your relationships with anyone? Can a relationship continue if there are unethical practices? Trust is that main thing without which any relationship would not continue. It could be professional relationship also. You're working somewhere and they don't trust you. You'll not be there after some days. Self-respect, very good. Yes, again, recognition, respect, all these things you people get in the relationships. Then organizations, specifically, whether it's private or public organization. So in organizations, there is something we talk about, institutional credibility and institutional legitimacy. When you look at any institution, let's say Supreme Court is an institution, okay? Or nowadays, which is in controversy, Election Commission of India. Yes, the question on its legitimacy and credibility is being questioned right now because it is looking like they are being biased towards a particular party. This is something you must have seen in the news, right? So how does institutional credibility is maintained? The bureaucrats working in that institutes, they have to follow ethical practices. If they don't follow it, it's not about those bureaucrats. He will go, some other bureaucrat will come later on. But people will not have trust in the election commission. What will happen as a result, tell me? If people don't trust Election Commission of India, you people, what will happen at the end? Yes, there will be instability, there can be collapse of democracy, or there will be situation like Nepal or Bangladesh, wherein you people will directly go and attack Election Commission office also. Am I right? Can I write that example? I can write that example, not a problem. This is the result if in organizations ethics is not there. Getting it? If it's a private organization, entire organization will collapse. Just because of one person's practice, entire organization will suffer. All employees, all the stakeholders, all the shareholders, all the consumers, everyone will suffer because of this one thing. Can we write this example? Good example is this Maggie controversy that happened. They put some extra MSG content in the Maggie. Okay, and when the controversy happened, entire company was at stake that time. The company could have collapsed. One more example, if I have to give from UPSC coaching industry, there was one institute in Delhi. Just 1 or 2 years back, some incident happened over there. Some students died. Yes, because of this water logging that happened at the Ground floor, it was not in ground floor. So in Delhi, institutes are very interesting. They they go for classes even at very, yeah, underground level classes are happening or libraries are there. So that was very old institute. It was there even before independence. That institute was there, and now closed. Once upon a time, I was planning to go into that one, and then I was like, okay, thank God. So these examples, I can write that example also. Don't think many people write answers with some fear. I've seen, because that is clearly visible in your answers, that you have some fear while writing example. Should I write or not? If it is right, write it. Just don't write Modi ji's name and all. That's risky. Don't write a present politician's name. Write any other example, it's all okay. And if it is already proven by court or something, 100% write that name. And if you want to write politician's name, use other countries' politicians. Imran Khan you write, Putin you write, no problem. Just don't write Nitin Gadkari, Modi ji as such. Okay? Then society. What will happen with society? Tell me one line which tells me if there is no ethics, what will happen to society? No social harmony? Huh? Okay. Can I simply say there will not be any society the moment there is no ethics? If you people feel that I'll kill you, you come here. You'll not come here. People stay together because of some basic trust. You drive the car or bike, you have a trust that this guy will not attack me, I'll not attack this guy. That's how we are traveling now. So some basic understanding is there. If that is missing in a society, that society will collapse completely. No civilization can continue. Okay, so there is a saying, civilizations are based on values and traditions. If values and traditions are removed, even the civilization will collapse, which was built in years. Okay. Next, politics. This is the question we have. Okay, before we discuss this, I'll show you the question. Read this question number, this one, 2013. Hitler can be example. Very good. What else? Tell me examples. Tell me structure also. Machiavelli statement. Okay, that's what I showed earlier. Okay, what else? Yes, have you people studied about Machiavelli? Even if you don't have any optional subject like political science or something, still you should know about Machiavelli and Gandhiji. Yes? So Machiavelli is the person who says this line. There is no relation of politics and ethics. I can start the answer without writing Machiavelli also. But if you write Machiavelli, it looks like, okay, you know what he said. Okay, contextually right. Now, do you agree with this line? To some extent? Yes, to some extent we have to. When we look at Trump, it looks like, yes, politics and ethics has no relation. Yes, but when we look at Bhagat Singh, Gandhiji, it looks like politics and ethics are together. Right? So always, as I said, don't agree, but don't disagree. Look at the thing in a critical manner. Evaluate the statement. I can make both combinations where politics and ethics are not together. I can make another combination, both are together. Who says both are not together? Now, for this, you have to study from international relations. Okay, we have one topic called ethics in international relations also, but most of it you study in IR. So in IR, you study something called as realism. What is realism? You're talking about optional things. General, just tell me general. Which is real. And then the others, liberals or these idealistic people, which is not real. So,
morality and politics
there are realists and there are idealists. Liberals, you can call them as idealists in international relations, and there are realists. Okay, maybe Trump I can say, and Obama I can say, just for the sake of example. Obama will say we all countries should come together, we should cooperate, we should have United Nations. Obama will say Iran should not make nuclear weapons, nobody should make nuclear weapons, so we all should come together and form something called as JCPOA. Yes, you studied about JCPOA? Yes, so UN should be there, WHO should be there, World Trade Organization should be there, all these things, right? So it talks about cooperation and all those things, and these things were also working. So it's not like idealists are saying something which is completely utopian, it never happens. It happened now. We have WTO, it has been working. United Nations also, it is working. Have you seen any world war after World War II? Till now we have not seen. Maybe right now we are going for it, but at least in last 40-50 years we have not seen that. That means UN is working. Why we made UN? So that world war should not be there. So we succeeded. So yes, idealists also work. It's not like they don't work. But realists are very clear. Realists are like, sir, politics is all about power. And power has no relations with ethics. This is the realist thought process. Realist will say, sir, strong will do whatever they want to, and the weak will have to suffer, because that's what they will do. So Trump will go and capture Venezuelan president and nobody will do anything. Okay. Similarly, China will attack Taiwan and maybe nothing will happen. And what will happen with those weak countries like Bhutan, Nepal, Vanuatu? There's a small island country called Vanuatu. They are having climate emergency right now because it's a very small island and they maybe next few years they'll be submerged underwater. They are going to United Nations. Someone help, someone help. Nobody's helping. This is a realist perspective. This is how power politics works. Idealists say no, this should not be the way it should work. Okay, and this question is about the same thing, relationship between politics and ethics. So there are two perspectives. One is Machiavellian perspective and one is the idealist perspective. Which one will you take? Huh? Both you will take. You'll say yes, politics has no relation with ethics. Huh?
Like if war has come, then why would be ethical
Mhm.
the enemy state?
Or what? Repeat.
If any enemy state is attacking, what is the point?
No, we are not talking about that. If someone attacks you, defend your country, that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong about it now. We're talking about politics specifically. When it comes to politics, ethics has zero role. This is the extreme statement made by some thinkers. Thinkers like Machiavelli, thinkers like Kautilya to some extent. They were having similar kinds of thoughts. Okay? But exactly on the opposite side, we have different people. Hitler, if you ask, Hitler thinks the same way. But if you ask Gandhiji, Ranade, if you ask some good people who have used politics for good cause, they will take the other perspective. So which one will you take? Why? You have to clear exam, that's why. Now, if you understand, now for this you need complete understanding of why politics came into picture and why ethics came into picture. And this is something, if you write in answers, till now I have not seen any single copy who has written that point, wherein they show why it came into picture. We all people live together. There's a saying, Aristotle says, man is a social animal. Social means we always live in society. We never live alone. Am I right? If I live alone, whatever I'll do, my choice. The moment I live with someone, now I'll have to respect the choice of others also. Now, when I look at my own life, I take my own decisions, like the shirt that I'll wear, the specs that I'm going to wear, anything, my choice, which can make my life better. Similarly, when we all are living together in a society, we have to take some collective decisions, which are good for our collective life. We need some roads, we need some infrastructure, we need education policy, military, all these things are beneficial for every one of us collectively. Yes, this is where when we started living together, politics came into picture. Politics is about making decisions for our collective life. It's not about individual life, collective life. Politics came for this. Why ethics came? To make my personal life better. And automatically it makes our collective life also better. So ethics and politics, the origin and their purpose is same. Rather to say, in conclusion, I can say, sir, ethics is equal to politics. Originally, they were the same thing. And they should be the same thing. Just because some mad people, they don't think it is same, That's why we have climate change, global wars, nepotism, and all those things. So you people need to get into politics. Okay? Can I say? Yes. Now in this answer, you just need some good examples to write. Like, if I have some examples, yes. Politics without ethics. The Holocaust done by Adolf Hitler. The worst example you can see in history. Partition happened in India. That is also one of the worst example. Then India's emergency, this Tiananmen Square incident in China, where they used tanks against their own people. Right? All these are examples. When we see in politics, ethics role is zero. Similarly, on the other side, we see some people or some actions wherein politics and ethics are together. Like Mahatma Gandhi, Ambedkar, Lal Bahadur Shastri, all these people. This Ataturk is also very famous. Maybe you people have not read about it. Okay. So this is how, give these examples, show them both sides. Why you have to just talk about realist perspective first. Why realists think that politics and ethics cannot stay together? Because they think politics is all about power. Okay. And when you have to stay in power, ethics has no role. That's where you will bring these examples. Other side, you will show that. But then you have to show your own perspective. You are on this side. Many people think that balanced answer means I'll take both sides 50-50. No, that is not balanced answer. Balanced answer is you take the right side. If someone is killing your parents, you will say, oh, half part is he's also right, they are also right. No. Killing, wrong means wrong, 100% wrong. So in the conclusion, take that 100% concluding line. Show the strength. That is called your moral courage to accept the reality. Okay. So in the conclusion, if I am writing the answer, I'll take the final conclusion that, sir, politics and ethics has to be together. It was supposed to be together, but because of ignorance of some people, this is not being considered by many people as not remaining together. Something like this I'll make in the end. And this will give the examiner conclusion that, okay, this guy understood this concept perfectly. Okay, they expect that this guy will not do corruption. Okay, eventually you have to show this thing throughout this. Okay, especially I'll say ethics paper and essay paper, especially even more in essay paper. Try to ensure that write in such a way that examiner feels that he's a good person. Like in interview, what we do is we try to show our personality that, sir, I'm empathetic also, sir. All those things. How you will show empathy in the essay? Give examples of vulnerable sections. Talk about, let's say, transgenders I talk about. When I give my examples, when I give such examples, it shows, oh, such an empathetic person. Show your personality traits. Okay? Good. Done with politics, ethics, this part. And that question was there about human capital, soft power and all. Same stuff we can write here also. In international politics, now this is the best thing when you, in our national politics, to a good extent, we say that politics and ethics is actually together. Normally, you observe Modi ji will not say anything that is unethical. Normally, in most of, means 99% of his work, if you observe, which he publicly is doing, that will not be unethical. 1%, okay, we can't guarantee that. Okay, but the moment you enter into international politics, not necessary. International politics is full of realist politics. Okay, because we do not have any world government. You can write that point also, although this is too much technical to get into, but at least you can show that there are so many examples at international level we find out. Okay, bad things, if there is no ethics in international politics, what will happen? Number one, wars will happen. Yes, there will be no cooperation. There will be use of technology or resources against others. Yes, all these things will happen. Power struggle will happen. And power struggle eventually leads to world war. Right? Earlier world wars also happened because of colonies. Britain, France, Germany, all these countries started from the same part. Right now it might be happening because a country wants to stay as number one and second country wants to challenge that number one position. So when you look at Russia-Ukraine war, when you look at Iran-Israel conflict, it is not about Iran-Israel. These are proxy wars between USA and China. Okay. Last, public administration. You people tell me, civil servants, why do you need ethics in public administration? Hmm? Okay, but why? Why be empathetic? Because you're serving people. In a democracy, you're supposed to serve people. Although even if it is not democracy, you are supposed to serve people only. That's only possible when you are empathetic. And empathy is part of your value system. Right? Administration can do its work only when some values are there. Accountability, responsibility. The moment you remove accountability, you will see neat controversy like things. There's no accountability. Right? So such things are needed. That's why you will say, yes, sir, even in public administration, we need it. For example, for welfare, for misuse of coercive power can be reduced if there are some ethical values. Otherwise, you people are sitting on a very powerful position, which you can misuse. I can make a diagram here. Right now, just randomly, I can think of a good diagram that I can make in answers. Somewhat like this, I'll make some seesaw kind of a thing. So this is IAS, this is public. Power imbalance. Simple diagram. Creativity will give you extra marks for sure, I guarantee. Okay, I'm trying to say IAS has got lot more power than the normal public. Okay, that's why when it comes to public administration, it becomes way more important for the IAS officer to be ethical rather than public. Because misuse of power is possible by this guy, not these people. They don't have power. Getting it? Yes, such diagrams can be made. Make it if you want, because this is not in the document. Done. Now, why ethics is more important in public administration? That was the second part of that question. Why it is important? First, we discussed about human life and all those things. Why it is more important? Just few points why it is important. First, I talk about this power imbalance, or rather to say, I can call it asymmetric power. Power is there, but asymmetric. Here it is too much, here it is too less, something like this asymmetry is there. Second, there is so much discretion with bureaucrats. Yes, you people have discretionary power. Yes? Yes or no? Yes, because rules are made, but everything is not written in rules sometimes. So you get some discretion. The moment you have discretion, it's your choice. Yes? So the moment you have choice, there's a saying that if we have more rules or SOPs, SOP means standard operating procedure. If everything is clearly mentioned in rules, people can't do anything unethical because they have to follow rules. But when there are some loopholes in the rules or something is not mentioned, that's where chance of misuse of power is 100% there. Right? But we can't have rules for everything in detail every single time. There will always be exceptional cases. Right? You will say that if you have document like Aadhaar card, only then we will give you these crops like in PDS system, rice, pulses, etc. But let's say some disaster happened because of which flooding and all happened and the document is not there with the person. Exceptional case. Will you not give the crops right now? Think about it. Okay. Then public resources. You people have a lot of money in your hand. And the moment there is a lot of money, there's a high chance of corruption. Right? Here I can write one line said by Kautilya. Kautilya says that just like honeybees, whether a honeybee is testing the honey or not, it's very difficult to know. Similarly, a bureaucrat who is holding so much public resources and money and all, whether they are using little bit for their own benefit or not, we don't know. It's difficult to know. So that's why it becomes important for such persons to be ethical persons. Otherwise, they will become something like For sure, these bureaucrats are clever. You people are so clever that in interviews also, those panelists, they ask so many questions that you are like, we will give answers, sir. I'm a very corrupt person, but I'll show you that I'm a very good person. So yes, certainly people are clever, but the clever devils can be there. Okay. And legitimacy, just now I discussed. If any bureaucrat doing something wrong, it's not about his personal life. Eventually, you are the representative of the state. I'm not even saying government. Modi ji is representing government, but you are representing state. State is an abstract idea that is existing in our mind, and we all respect state. Okay, but the legitimacy of the state will get reduced. People will not trust the state, leading to future chaos or collapse of the system. That is possible. Okay, then whatever decisions you people are taking, they are irreversible. Once you sign something, something wrong might happen, you can't reverse it. Some disaster happened because of one wrong mistake that you have done. Many times we see that some bridges are made, suddenly bridges collapse. Yes. Then welfare orientation and ethical dilemmas. Because India is a welfare state, we are supposed to do welfare of people. So bureaucracy has to be ethical. When there was British Raj, it was not important. Even if in British Raj, the bureaucrats were not having welfare orientation, that was okay. They just needed loyalist people. Write this line and then say, in India, whose constitution talks about welfare state, their bureaucrats must have welfare orientation towards the downtrodden people or downtrodden section. Okay. Last is ethical dilemma and complexities in the administration. You look at any job and compare it with administration. Administrative job is difficult. Why difficult? Because there are ethical complexities. Every moment you will have complex situation. Choose this or that. There is a lot of confusion. And only a person having right ethical compass, he can take the right decision in such scenarios. Clear? For example, best example I can think of over here is many officers nowadays, they use social media and they have become some kind of influencers. Right or wrong? Right? Why right? It's happening, but I mean, yes, should it happen? Hmm. There are examples wherein people have used social media for a good cause. There have been examples. We have seen some. I'll give you one document of some bureaucrats, one list of some bureaucrats, some 20, 30 examples will be there. And you have to read that. And while writing answers, at least one or two examples, try to write in answers, bureaucrats examples. And don't write the same, Ashok Khemka and all those things. That's become normal now. Use some good examples. I'll give you the list. Okay. So there is one, I think from Kerala, there was one officer. So when flooding happened over there, he tried to make use of social media. Yes. Okay, very good. You people know. Nice. So you can write that example, write his name, how he used social media for right cause. But majority of the people, they use social media for personal branding. Yes. First of all, as an IAS officer, you or IAS or any other officer, you were never supposed to become famous. Why? Because you get salary for that, nah? Whatever you're doing. You're not doing anything great. We pay you salary, you do your work, done. Right? You don't deserve any extra recognition as such. And the job of civil servant is like the background worker. If there is a movie, you were supposed to be director or writer. You're not supposed to be the real actor over there. The face will be of politician. Okay? You were supposed to ensure entire play or the movie. Getting it? So use these lines also. Yes, it's a good line. Clear? So this is about this question that we have discussed. Now tell me if you are, do you think you people can manage these questions now? Whatever we discussed till now. This first theme is little lengthy. Rest of the themes are not so lengthy as such. Hey, okay. What do you understand by ethics and values? Competence part. Politics and ethics do not go together. This part, manageable. Structuring. Diagrams. Can you think of some diagrams at least, like this diagram at least? Simple diagram, I'll show you this one. Okay, we'll see the answer directly now. Why should we see this answer that I tried to write with the same thing? Just read this. And you can write better than this answer also. First, wrote a simple line of Machiavelli, which shows the same context that is there. Then made a diagram. Diagram clearly shows the perspective. Politics wants power. Ethics wants to put a limit on your power. Limit that is based on the responsibility. Right? Now I start the first dimension, showing directly the realist worldview. Same line I've written. It's not necessary you have to write this way. You write your way. I personally suggest try to write lines just like you write in essays. One complete long line you write. That is still fine. Some answers try to write this way, some try in that manner. I'll show you some answers in which you can even write in paragraph forms. Okay, we'll discuss those also. So, realist worldview, I took the example of USA's use of nuclear weapons on Japan. They could have won the war even without using nuclear weapons. Yes. And when you attack a country, military of a country attacks military of another country. You don't attack civilians. But by using nuclear weapons, you attack civilians. The moment you attack civilians, there it becomes unethical. Why? Even if it is opponent. Why it becomes wrong? Why are you trying to attack other countries? Why do you have military? To protect your civilians. Why you want to protect civilians? Because they are innocent. So your idea is innocent should be protected. Then why did you attack their civilians? They were also innocent, na? That's the idea we are trying to portray. Second, in power, we don't care about principles and values, sir. We just care about survival. So for the survival, whatever needed, we'll do. Indira Gandhi imposing emergency just to survive with the power. Right? Then power corrupts the mind. This is one line by Lord Acton. He says, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Write the same line, write his name also. Although I have not written, you can write it. Okay? Similarly, we read in Moral Thinkers about Socrates. Socrates says that no one is good or bad. Just their mind is not developed. They are ignorant people. Why this guy is so corrupt? Because he is ignorant. If we give him knowledge, he will become a good guy. Yes, that's how I have come up with some points. Then on the other side, example, recent one, Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina's regime collapsed. Sheikh Hasina was prime minister 4 times. And next time she becomes prime minister and collapse of the system because of unethical practices. She was not allowing opposition party to participate in elections. So many things she did, right? Then this is the point I was trying to say. Always, please write this if you want. Whenever they ask this kind of a question about ethics and politics, write this somewhere. This shows complete clarity. Because I've seen maximum students, they are not writing this part. Yes, ma'am. Confusion? No? Done? Now see, here what I show at the end. Look at this line. Politics and public policy is applied ethics. I'm trying to say, sir, ethics that you study in theory, when you apply it in practice, it becomes politics. Okay? Eventually, I give some examples in this format. You remove ethics from politics, it will lead to corruption, exploitation, many other things you can write. Okay, whatever you want to write, many examples can be written in this block. When you add politics with ethics, it leads to good governance, inclusive growth, justice, Ram Raj, or whatever, Vishwa Guru and all, whatever good words you want to add, whatever Modi ji uses, add it. Done? And at the end, I say, in my opinion. Why I've written in my opinion? If I go back to the question, what is your opinion? So I first just marked it here that somewhere I have to write my opinion also. So specifically at the end, I'm telling, in my opinion, politics and ethics can't be separated as both are fully interlinked. Simple conclusion with clarity. Getting it? Anyone checks this answer, I'm pretty sure he'll give decent marks. Okay? Yes, many people say, come to me, sir, we don't know who is the evaluator, how much marks he'll give. You write good, na? Then they'll give good marks. Okay? Done? Any doubt till now? No? So this document you people are supposed to read. Okay? I don't know this printed copy they'll provide to you. Okay? What you're supposed to do if you really want to prepare rightly, these questions, if time permits, try to write the answers after studying this document. First, we have understood the demand of the question. Now you study whatever content is given here, which I have discussed. Most of the content I am discussing here only. Read that. Try to use most of it wherever possible. Like there are some good lines like this in Mahabharata, Atmani, Pratikulani. The meaning is how ethics should be. Ethics is like whatever rule is applied to me, it should be applied to everyone. If you ask me cheating is good or bad, I say cheating is good if I'm doing it. If others are doing it, it is bad. Then that can't be ethics. Ethics is like it should be universal rule. Yes, that real is there, that African guy. Corruption is not bad if I'm doing it. So that's what I'm saying. When you make ethics, it applies to everyone in every case. Okay, then ethics will be that universal rule. Then all these examples, I've given you so many examples. When you read 10 examples in the exam hall, you will recall hardly 3-4. Okay, so read. Diagrams also I've given. Easy diagrams. I don't think like this diagram which you can write intelligence plus energy but no integrity. What will lead maximum harm at maximum scale? Right? Best example, that Shakuni is best example here. Right? All these diagrams again. This is where I've written absence of ethics. If ethics is not there, what will happen? Again, in the same format. For individual, you'll start doing crimes, violence, all these things, organization, society, etc., etc. Okay? And these examples also. So just read these examples. Once you are done reading this thing, go back to these questions and now start writing answers. Because more or less, if you have observed, they're asking the same question just in a different format. So the core content is going to be same. And that's why I'm saying write the answers also. Okay? Getting it? If you have test series, write the test series answers also. But this is specifically I'm saying write the PYQ answers. More or less similar kind of question will be there in the paper. Getting it? All those questions which will be little vague, that nobody is going to write very nicely as such. Everyone will try their best. But those questions which are repeated, at least if they ask you about role of ethics, you should write answer of 6 or 7 marks at least out of 10. Because you already know the content now. A new question we can't expect you to score very high. At least on these you can. Clear? Done? Okay, then we'll wrap up the session for today. Yes, next I think the session will be on Monday. Okay then. If you have any doubts, please ask.
Sir, how many marks will this theme cover roughly?
No, we can't guarantee that. There's no rule that which question they'll ask from which theme as such. But I have seen more questions are there from this theme only because I've just discussed one part of this theme. It has second part here which talks about the dimensions, law, ethics, morality, all that part, and one constitutional morality part on which repeated questions are there. This constitutional morality they are asking even in GS paper 2. Okay, so we don't know how many marks. Hi, this is so much of value addition. What else you want? What is value addition? Examples, quotes, diagrams. That's what I'm doing here now. You try this much at least. If in each answer you're able to add few of these also, still it will look a very good answer. Okay? I don't think you need to work beyond this. This will take a lot of time for you people to prepare. Okay, but with practice this will come. When you write answers now, automatically you'll come to know that okay, I have not made a diagram. I could have made. Next time write the same, take the same question, write the same answer, but make a diagram. So with practice it will come to you. Clear? Done then. Thank you so much. We'll meet next time.
అన్నాడు అప్పుడు ఎంతన్నా ఎందుకు ఆ బ్యాగ్ తింటున్నట్ట అందులో అసలు తీసుకొస్తున్నాం
అప్పట్లో బ్యాగ్ వేసుకుని వస్తే నువ్వు ఏమన్నా వంశీ అవసరం వంశీ తీసుకొస్తాం వంశీ ఇప్పుడేమో స్కూటీలో ఎత్తి కానీ ఒక బుక్ వేసుకొని వస్తున్నా వాటర్ బాటిల్ చేతులు ఏ బట్టలు బ్యాగ్
సో ఇది
స్కూటీ నడిపేటప్పుడు బ్యాగ్ స్ట్రేట్గా అడుగు వేసుకుంటుంది వాటర్ పెట్టి
हाँ